Hey everybody, welcome to Blue Mountains Tarot. This is going to be a general reading for all signs. Anybody who feels like they need a message, hopefully this resonates. This is general, please keep that in mind. Only take the messages that resonate, leave the rest behind. I do offer personal readings. If you're interested, you can contact me below in the description box to set up a personal reading. Something's up with my cards here. Okay, maybe not. Thank you so much in advance for all of your likes, your shares, your comments. I appreciate the support. I did finish all the monthly reads and they are going out tomorrow. So they'll be going out Monday, for all the signs. So you can narrow down your zodiac sign, and go from there. Let's take a look. I also want to give a shout out to, I did a, podcast with Miss Machiste. She is a tarot reader online as well. Check out her channel. Awesome channel, awesome readings. And you can check out the podcast that we did around a healing, my healing journey actually. Okay. Sometimes, okay, what I want to say here is that your choices may have brought in a few struggles. However, all things lead to where you're supposed to be going or what is meant for you. Although sometimes we kind of make choices that put ourselves out in the cold, or they kind of affect things in our life that make us struggle a little bit. Especially if it comes to relationships, because we do have the lovers here, but that's where the choice is. Lovers is also about the choices that you make with the people that you connect with or the things in life. I feel that ultimately it's like you're out in the cold for a little bit, but you really come back into not only the warmth, it's like it's even better than that. There's like an outcome for you here that is really what you wanted, but you kind of had to either sacrifice something, or you had to kind of go through a little bit of a timeout or a struggle, or, you know, it's kind of like the life here, Wheel of Fortune with the Nine of Cups. Life is giving you ultimately the direction and the opportunity to go after or be given the things that you've been looking for. Wish fulfillment. But I feel like it's kind of like, and some, you know, it feels like it changes your life. It's kind of like you go from two different sides of life. You go from maybe having it all, maybe doing really well and things, and you've made some poor choices, or you've made some learning mistakes here, and it kind of sets you back. And then you kind of come back around, but then you get into like abundance and things that are meant for you. And it's kind of like you don't look back at what you were struggling at, or you look back and say, wow, what an experience, what a time that I went through. Some of those things were difficult, but look where you are now. So I think that some of you could be on either end of that spectrum of whether you're just sort of going through a bit of a rough patch, but it seems like you're heading in a direction of positivity and good things to come. Connection-wise with a person, like the Lover's Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Cups, there's like a faded outcome here. And that's where I feel here that if you were left out, or if you feel that your connection was kind of isolating, or you took a break, or maybe you were single for a long time, it feels like love shows up for you in like, and more. Again, I keep saying that. It's like, and some. It's like a little bit of a cherry on top of the cake here. Let's see what else this is. Tell me about the lovers. I'm just curious about the lovers here. Lovers for the... We've got the Six of Cups. The Hangman. Again, there's that stuck energy. Something brought you backwards. Something brought... You know, it's like you had to... You know, when you use a slingshot, you have to pull it back for it to move forward. You had to be pulled back. You had to be held back, struggled, you know, put in the past somehow. Something pushed you back before you could. That's why I say it's like you get catapulted ahead. Again, you're looking back here, as I was saying in that sort of looking back, remember when, look at the past. what a memory that was, what an experience that was. For many of it was a bit of a struggling time, difficult challenge, maybe financially, whatever that situation is. But I feel like that hangman energy gave you a different perspective, being in that experience, and what that perspective has changed in your life, how you see things. Maybe you have much more gratitude now for all of the blessings, all of the things that life is showing you. You appreciate things more than you maybe took for granted in the past. Maybe that's a person, a situation. So I feel like sometimes life makes you sacrifice in that hangman energy. It makes you sacrifice things. It puts you back for a little bit so that you can step back and kind of look and reflect and be put back in that place. It's kind of like you had to be put in your place in order to recognize where you're supposed to be going and what life has fated for you, okay? Including relationships. Let's see what else. Okay. High Priestess was flipped out. Trusting in your intuition. So this situation really started to make you think, maybe got you a little more into your higher consciousness, got you a little bit more thinking things through, learning lessons, trusting in your intuition. At the time, you were looking for an answer. You were looking for the solution. It wasn't coming very easily. And you have all the answers within yourself. And we sometimes want to be saved. We want to find the answer to just get us out of the mess, get us out of this difficult time. But it made you reflect. It made you think. It made you go inward. It made you really come up with the solution yourself rather than being saved or bailed out or just, So I feel like the High Priestess was there to teach you lessons. It's there to get you to tap into your intuition, finding answers, finding solutions, ultimately teaching you lessons to bring you to the place where you are now. This is part of your growth. Eight of Swords. Okay, that was in reverse. Eight of Swords, tell me more. Feel like you don't need to stress or feel trapped anymore where you once were. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. You worked your way through this situation, so you're no longer stuck. The stress has been alleviated because you worked through this situation. You put a lot of care and nurture into yourself. Some of you may have thought, like, what is wrong with me? Putting the blame, that's what I'm getting from that. You're kind of putting the blame on yourself as to why something happened. And it really wasn't a blame or a fault or a mistake, so to speak. It was an experience that had to take place because the destiny, the outcome of the Wheel of Fortune was showing that you're going to get where you need to go. But you need to learn a lesson, or you need to be put in your place, or pushed back for a second here. And I think you work your way through that. It taught you to be more diligent. It taught you to be that tenacity, like to keep going, to never give up, to strive for the outcome to work, because you had to work for it. But I think you're realizing that at the time you were kind of maybe blaming yourself or thinking there was a defect or a faulty characteristic within yourself that really wasn't. It was actually building the character. That Queen of Pentacles, you're working on yourself. It's building character, it's building experience, it's helping you to grow and work towards where you're supposed to ultimately be, what you want to be doing. Let me check in with that here. This could be with work for some of you with that Queen of Pentacles, could be financial. The Strength card. Yeah, this situation made you stronger. You had to go through some struggles in order to come out stronger, to push ahead, to not give up, to learn courage, confidence. The character that it's building is that you now know what you're capable of overcoming. And this was requiring you to it's going through that stress, Eight of Swords, going through those situations where you don't know how you're going to get through them or how you're going to get out of this situation. And it's making you stronger. This made you stronger. Queen of Pentacles, the Strength card. This is to help you prepare for future situations. Now, like sticking that, tacking on that experience, that what's the word I'm looking for? Adversity. Thank you. It's like when you go through adversities and you go through things that you don't expect, or the struggling parts of life that set you back, you now have experience. You now know certain solutions, how you thought, how to use your intuition. What is the lesson here for you? It's made you stronger. It's like what doesn't harm us makes us stronger, right? Tower moments, bottom of the deck, followed by Temperance. Everything falls into place. It's going through healing. The Tower moment is something that really shook you up. It really ended. It really threw you off for a loop. But the Temperance is what brings things back together in a harmony. It allows things to fall into place. It allows for healing. It allows for balance. And sometimes things have to be leveled off to kind of settle into place here. Sagittarius energy. Okay, I feel like I'm going to close the reading off. Just a quick reading for everybody. General read. Tomorrow, like I said, all the zodiacs are coming out. Let's take a look here. Any closing energy for this reading? The Four of Wands. There's your stability. Especially in relationships, okay? It is confirming that it brings you back together in stability. Kind of makes things work again. Some things, again, it's like the Tower is the opposite of stable. It is something that doesn't have a strong foundation, that needed to be rebuilt or needed to change. Something had to come to an end for you to arrive at the Four of Wands. So you've got stability, celebration, union, connection with your person, with your family, partnerships. It seems like, again, with that Temperance, all of this situation is kind of now behind you, and it's brought you to this place of saying, like, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe that this is where I ended up, because look at all the abundance. Look at all the things I got and more. All right, I'm going to do a Oracle of the Birds card. This is the message from the birds. Thanks again for the likes, shares, comments. I appreciate everybody's support. Let's see what your last message is here for the Oracle of the Birds. Man, oh man, I gotta choose another card up. Well, this pied wagtail, I don't understand it. It has been coming out like 90% of the time. So I can almost memorize this bird here. I don't understand why this bird, I have 46 cards here. There's obviously a message that is either not syncing or it's a lot of people going through this. The pied wagtail. It's called the joy of life and pleasure. A source of joy of life reveals itself to you. Draw from it with ease. And I think that's where you're going. Like, you have the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Cups. That feels pretty joyous. That is like life's faded outcomes to enjoy life. The perky and delicate pied wagtail brings you pure joy. It reminds you to not only exert yourself physically, but to integrate pleasure and joy into your everyday life. With this delicate songbird, light-hearted moments insert themselves into your life. Do as the pied wagtail does. Draw strength from a pure source. Embrace the lightness of air. Spread the wings of your soul. And growing beyond yourself, fly into the lightness of being. It feels very like that High Priestess energy, spreading her wings kind of thing. And drawing that strength from the Strength card. From a pure source. The High Priestess, very pure energy. My contrasting black, white, and gray feathers stand out as a wake-up call for inner peace. With my delicate long stilts, I am constantly tripping around with a bobbing quick step in search of food. Sitting by the water, I remind you to pay attention to your emotional world and to look for mental balance. Some more meanings. Awaken joy. Free yourself from the cage of tension, which I think you did. 8 of Swords in reverse. Negative thoughts imprison you. Maybe they still do for some of you. Gifts come into your life. Freshness comes in. Allow yourself to follow your inner trail. My soul being is pure joy, and I am expressing this on my whole being. So the negative thoughts that imprison you is just that thing about guilting yourself, blaming yourself, thinking something's wrong, negative thought processes. That is probably, again, it's instead of looking at it as a self-critical situation, look at it as a gift from the universe that's teaching you a lesson so that you can come out with that pure source of energy, the strength to find that side of yourself that you need to be living in. And it sometimes has to take these things to put us in our place so that we realize that the universe and life is sort of preparing you for where you're supposed to be. So I hope that reading helps everybody. Have a great night. Thanks again for your support. I will see you soon. Take care.